Checking sound test, Pacer Sports Network sound test. Checking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Checking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry about the technical difficulties in the first half. We were informed that there was no commentary audio in the first half, but I think we got it squared away now. So far, this one's been everything we thought it would be and more. William Peace, first place in the Eastern standings of the USA South, and NC Wesleyan is in second place in that division. 36-35 your score. Pacers come into this one, as well does NC Wesleyan, both 4-0 in USA South Conference play. So big game between the 1 and 2 seeds in the Eastern Conference here tonight, as Wesleyan will get it first. Top of the key, Watkins, and stolen away by Jamisha Sanders. Sanders brings it up the floor. Pacers get their first crack at it this half. Parton over to Cross in the right corner. Michaela Ray up to Cross at the top of the key. Cross handoff to Baker. Baker didn't see a ton of minutes in the first half. And near score from Michaela Ray, but just short on her layup. And Kayla Johnson, junior guard from Annapolis, Maryland, will bring this up for NC Wesleyan. And a reach-in foul. And no foul there, as there was a travel call before the reach-in, and there's yet another turnover. That's one of the things that stood out in the first half, was a little bit of sloppy care of the ball by both sides, really. 16 turnovers for NC Wesleyan, 13 for William Peace in that first half. You know, it's a tight game, but a little bit sloppy when it comes to taking care of the ball, as I said there. And there's another William Peace turnover, as it's off the hands of Baker, and it's coming back to NC Wesleyan, as Kiora Taylor will receive the pass from Watkins. Peace trying to add to their 6-game winning streak, and they're 5-1 here at the Herm, this being their 5th of 5 home games before they hit the road yet again in the next round. But for now, they'll stay here and try and knock off undefeated in USA South play NC Wesleyan. And there's a first strike of the half for William Peace. First strike of the half by anybody. Layup from Baker, and that makes it 38-35. Pacers by 3 with 8:15 to go. Baker has 5 points, and Lauren Cross has 5 assists after that play. Three-pointer no good from Watkins. Tipped out of bounds, but it's staying here with the Bishops. NC Wesleyan, 9-3 overall, 3-3 on the road, and they're on a 2-game winning streak. Two-pointer good from Kayla Johnson on the right wing, Jay. Baker with it on the right wing now, and stolen right away, another Pacer turnover. And Watkins chases it down and lays it right in, and they reclaim a 1-point lead, 39-38, with 7:48 to go in the second half, third quarter. Sanders around to Baker, inside to Ray. Ray goes up and misses, and it's going to be NC Wesleyan ball. NC Wesleyan wearing navy uniforms with light gray and yellow trim. Pacers wearing their usual home white uniforms with green and light gray trim. NC Wesleyan taking it to the left of us at the scorer's table, and Pacers are taking it to the right. Now a crossover move, nice move, but stolen away. And Watkins takes it right back for the Bishops. Taylor goes up and in. And the Bishops have a 3-point lead, 41-38, 7:05 on the third quarter clock, as Baker receives the ball from Parton. And Baker will bring it up for the Pacers. She crosses midcourt. Baker to Parton, stolen away. Kiora Taylor with Parton in pursuit. Taylor pulls up. Good defense from Parton to force the miss. And out of bounds, last touch by one of the defenders of NC Wesleyan. And now Parton passes into Cross. Cross brings it up. Cross around the horn. Baker with it inside to Sanders. Sanders goes up on Johnson and scores. And Pacers cut the lead to 1 for the Bishops, 40-41 with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Johnson guarded by Cross. Pick coming from Tripp. And now a jump from Cross. A two-pointer, no good. Rebounded by NC Wesleyan. Johnson blocked on the putback attempt. Watkins with the travel, and it's going back to the Pacers after another turnover for NC Wesleyan. Number 18 on the day. The Pacers have 17 turnovers. And now a substitution as Sidney Nichols will check in for Watkins. As Cross will come up midcourt, guarded by Nichols. Baker right corner, Ray right wing, and now over to Parton left wing, inside to Sanders. On the left block, and good. Pacers take the lead, 42-41 with 5:51 to go in the third quarter. Sanders with 10 points after that jump shot, and Mariah Parton on the assist, her second of the game. Kayla Johnson over to the top of the key. And that's going to be a foul on either Parton or Baker. It will be Baker. And this will be Leah Wright, senior guard from Summerville, South Carolina, Pinewood Prep School. She's going to take a few free throws. Wright, no points yet today, and there's her first one as she makes the free throw. She does have 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 turnover to her credit. She's been on the floor a total of 11 minutes today. NC Wesleyan, a 72% free throw shooting team, and they add to the percentage there as Wright goes 2 of 2 from the line and gives NC Wesleyan a 1-point lead, 43-42, with just under 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Parton with it, right wing. Up to the top of the key to Ray, and now to Cross, left wing. Goes around a pick from Ray. Parton inside the arc and tipped out of bounds. Good defense from Kiora Taylor. But it's going to stay here with the Pacers, and now Watkins will check back into the game, and Wright will check out. Good couple of minutes of play there for Wright as she got 2 free throws to her credit to give NC Wesleyan a 1-point lead here with 5:09 to go in the third quarter. Pacers on a 3 of their last 4 of the field run. Make that 3 of 5 as that's a miss for Lauren Cross. And Kayla Johnson will bring this one up for the Bishops. Johnson on the left side. Cross with the defense. Forces a pass to Tripp, and now back to Johnson. Pick from Tripp. Johnson goes around it, takes a 3, but too long, doesn't even draw iron. And Baker with the rebound will bring it up and pass it over to Cross, who pulls back. And inside to Sanders. Sanders, right block, goes up and in. And Pacers reclaim the lead by 1. Kayla Johnson, junior guard from Annapolis, Maryland, brings this one up, crosses midcourt, guarded by Lauren Cross of your Pacers. They drive up the right side, Johnson on the 2, and it is good. And a back and forth affair as NC Wesleyan takes back a 1-point lead. Lauren Cross goes up the right lane, goes up for it, no good, rebounded by Tripp. Shot doesn't even draw iron. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3-pointer no good for Johnson, and Baker gets it down to Parton. Parton, pass intended for Ray, is stolen away by Watkins. Another turnover for the Pacers. Backed and stolen away actually from Watkins as Pacers bring it back. Cross to Ray and out of bounds. As Khadijah Daniels and Crystal Jerome check into the game for the Pacers. Parton and Cross will check out. A sloppy couple of minutes for the Pacers as they turn it over a couple of times there. They've got 19 turnovers today. Both teams have 19 turnovers. As we have hit the 3:30 mark in the third quarter, Pacers trail by 1, 44-45. Kiora Taylor drives in on Baker, past Baker. Right corner three is good, and that'll extend the lead to 4 for NC Wesleyan. As Jerome brings this up the lane, pass to Sanders. Sanders with the 2. Assist from Jerome, who's played a valuable handful of minutes for the Pacers today off the bench. It draws a nice surge of energy through this Pacer crowd as they trail by 2 with 2:51 to go in the third quarter. Best on the 3, no good. And Jerome hits the floor, and it's coming to the Pacers. Foul on Sydney Nichols. And now Naisha Best checks in for Sydney Nichols. Both Maisha and Naisha Best both on the floor, not to be confused with one another. Both of them freshmen from Goldsboro, North Carolina. Khadijah Daniels receives the pass from Jerome. Baker down to Michaela Ray down low, and whistle blown. That'll be a foul on Best, and Michaela Ray will get a pair of free throws and attempt to knot this thing up at 48 all. Michaela Ray, senior from Asheville, North Carolina. And now Coach Graham Smith in his second season with the Pacers will call a quick timeout. 46-48. Couple of free throws from Michaela Ray coming up on the Pacer Sports Network. Pacers a 75.2% shooting team from the line, and Michaela Ray will attempt to add to that percentage. Ray, a 78.3% shooter from the line on her own, and she hits her first free throw. Pacers coming off a big home win against Meredith in a little crosstown rival. They won that one 74-63. And second shot from Ray, no good. So NC Wesleyan brings this up. Pacers trail by 1 now, 47-48. 2:18 left in the third quarter. Kayla Johnson, good defense from Jerome, Best on the pick. And now Daniels, pass down low to Watkins, stolen away, and that'll be a reach in on Jerome. Crystal Jerome, junior guard from Greenville, North Carolina, and here comes Sydney Austin to check in for Michaela Ray of your Pacers. And Kiora Taylor will head out of bounds and take the ball from the official. Pass into Best. Swat from Sydney Austin will not draw anything, and that's going to be a 3-point lead now for NC Wesleyan with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jerome, nice pass to Sydney Austin, and a 2 converts. And that puts some energy into the Pacer crowd as Pacers only trail by 1 with 1:43 to go in the third quarter. Austin almost on the turnover. And ball saved before going out of bounds. Three-pointer, no good from the right side, Taylor. Jump ball, Jerome and Best tangled up with it, and that's going to force it over to the Pacers side of things. So good minutes here from Jerome, as she's been a nice little spark plug for the Pacers, both on the court and in the stands here at the Herm with 1.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Pacers trail by 1, 49-50. Jerome over to Austin, top of the key, around and almost taken away. Sanders drives up the left lane, Forces it out to Baker at the top of the key, and Baker to Daniels. Daniels, Pacers lead it by 1. Kiora Taylor gets it to Best. Best crosses midcourt, guarded by Daniels. Daniels gets it to Taylor. Taylor lob pass inside to Watkins, and NC Wesleyan takes the lead right back, 51-52. 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Baker crosses midcourt. Baker up to Sanders, around to Jerome. Jerome thought about a three, gives it to Sanders. Sanders takes the three and hits it. Pacers up 2. 30 seconds to go. Best goes up with it, gets fouled. And that foul on Jamisha Sanders, junior forward from West Haven, Connecticut. And now Kanisha Tripp will check in for Kayla Johnson, as Naisha Best is going to take a couple of free throws and attempt to knock the Pacers up at 44 apiece. First shot good of her 1-and-1 attempts. Pacers lead by 1 now with 28.9 seconds to go. Pacers have hit 5 of their last 6 from the field. Nice little run for them here late in the third quarter. They're all knotted up at 54-54, all knotted up. 22 seconds as Baker will hand it off to Daniels. No shot clock, 15 on the game clock, third quarter. Pacers will likely take the last shot of the quarter. Pick from Sanders. Daniels drives up the lane. Wide open to Austin, no good. Best, 5 seconds to go. Best down to Taylor. Taylor can't get it. She saves it before it goes out of bounds. And nothing doing for anybody, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter of a great matchup so far here in the Herm. 54 apiece. We'll be right back to start the fourth quarter. You're not going to want to miss it on the Pacers Sports Network. Both the Pacers and the Bishops 4-0, undefeated in USA South Conference play. And one of these teams is going to walk away not undefeated anymore. Let's hope it's not your Pacers as we get the fourth quarter going here from the Herm on the Pacers Sports Network. We're knotted up at 54 apiece. Pacers, and a steal by Jerome. Jerome pulls it back and passed across as she manages to save it before it would have went out of bounds right in front of the scores table. Jerome on the left wing drives in. Daniels up to Austin, top of the key. Sanders, mid-range J, and good. And Pacers will open up the fourth quarter by taking a 2-point lead, 56-54, excuse me. William Peace currently leads the East Division in first place of the USA South, with NC Wesleyan in second place, hot on their tails. And this game here tonight would essentially either keep the Pacers in first place, or it would give NC Wesleyan that first place spot, assuming a Pacer loss. And now a foul and Best at the line for NC Wesleyan. That foul on Sydney Austin, her second. Best looking to tie this one up at 56 all with 2 free throws. First one is good. second free throw, good from Best, as Naisha Best adds to her 63.6 free throw shooting with those 2 makes there. Jerome from the left corner drives inside, kicks it to Sanders, takes a right corner 3 and too strong. And Watkins wins the battle for the rebound, but not before her teammate Kayla Johnson will travel and give it right back to the Pacers. Turnover number 21 for NC Wesleyan, as Daniels will pass this one into Jerome. That's the 3rd turnover of Kayla Johnson of the night. Cross around to Austin, right corner, Jerome. And a 3 for Jerome! The answer, no good. No good from Kayla Johnson. Pacers lead it by 3. And Daniels brings this up and around and slows things down. Jerome to the right corner with it. Cross to Austin. Austin with a wide open right lane and no good. And Tripp gives it to Johnson. 59-56, 8:10 to go in the 4th quarter. Watkins contested from the top of the key, no good, air ball. Good defense there from Sydney Austin. Leah Wright will check back in, and so will Sydney Nichols. And Best and Watkins will come off the floor for NC Wesleyan. Cross will pass this one into Jerome. Jerome has absolutely been a spark plug for the Pacers in a good majority of this game. Some valuable minutes by her off the bench. And now it's staying here with the Pacers as Daniels and Kiora Taylor were down on the floor battling for it. Foul there. And we'll see who that foul was on, as Kiora Taylor will come off the floor. Kiora Taylor with that foul. That was her 2nd foul and 8th turnover of the game. Maisha Best checks in for her. Lauren Cross to Daniels, quickly to Austin down low, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Sydney Austin. Michaela Ray checks in for Austin. And Best will pass this one in to Kayla Johnson. Johnson, a junior from Annapolis, Maryland, brings this one up the floor, crosses midcourt. Johnson drives up the left side, met by some defense, and that'll likely be a foul on Michaela Ray. And it'll actually be on Jamisha Sanders, not Michaela Ray. NC Wesleyan scoreless in the last minute, 52. And free throw there will break that scoreless drought. They're one of their last 4 from the field. And they trail by 2, 59-57. Now 59-58 after 2 makes from the free throw line. And 7:21 to go in the 4th quarter. Michaela Ray around to Jerome. Back to Daniels, thought about a 3, inside to Sanders. And Sanders converts. Khadijah Daniels on the assist. Sanders, 21 points. She leads the Pacers in scoring. Picking up right where she left off in a big game against Meredith, and now a foul on Crystal Jerome. .658 left here in the 4th quarter. And the 5th of 5 straight home games for the Pacers right before they hit the road. A top of the key 3, no good. Rebounded by Tripp. And another foul on Jerome. Questionable call there. However, it does stand, and Leah Wright Kanisha Tripp will get a pair of free throws. That was the third foul on Jerome, and the first free throw falls. NC Wesleyan, a 72% free throw shooting team. Tripp, a 60% shooter on her own, misses the second. Leah Wright, no good from the left wing three. And the Pacers bring this up with a 2-point lead. 6:36 left in the fourth quarter from the Herm. Jerome, right side, gets it to Daniels. Daniels to Cross, top of the key cross, no good, too short. Rebounded by Kayla Johnson. Johnson brings this one up, takes a shot from the free throw line, nothing but air. And Pacers will take back possession with a 2-point lead and 6:17 on the clock. A couple of substitutions as Kiora Taylor and Morena Watkins will check in for Kayla Johnson and Kanisha Tripp. Khadijah Daniels up to Michaela Ray, now around to Jerome. Jerome, a little behind the back pass to Ray, over to the corner to Cross on the right side. Michaela Ray drives in, goes up aggressively, and they're going to call a travel on Michaela Ray. Turnover number 2 for Michaela Ray, and number 22 total for the Pacers. Both teams with 22 turnovers apiece. Pacers average about 19.5 of those a game, whereas NC Wesleyan averages only 17, and they're both well beyond that now. No good on the shot, but NC Wesleyan maintains possession. Watkins goes up with it. Good defense from Michaela Ray, and a foul on Michaela Ray. As they're going to say she got a little bit more than the ball. Graham Smith can't believe it, but the call stands, and Watkins is going to get a pair of free throws. .5:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. First shot from Watkins, good. .61-60, this would knot things up at 61. And that's exactly what it does, as it rattles in for Watkins, the junior from Clayton, North Carolina. So 5.5 minutes to go, and we're tied at 61 all. William Peace with it. Michaela Ray over to Daniels. Daniels inside to Sanders. Sanders guarded by Taylor. And it goes up and in for Sanders. She's got 23 points. She's 11 of 15 from the field. Watkins with the response and gets it. 63 all. 5 minutes to go. Jerome drives up the right side. And is it a block or is it a charge? They're going to say it's a charge. That's foul number 4 from Crystal Jerome. Tough break for her, as that was a nice aggressive play, but it's going to result in a charge, and NC Wesleyan will take this thing back with 4:53 to go in the fourth quarter, and we're all knotted up at 63 apiece. Kiora Taylor to Best, top of the key, good defense there, and it comes up short. Leah Wright almost with the rebound, but into Parton. Parton to Daniels. Daniels crosses midcourt. Bounce pass to Sanders. Contact, no good. Sanders gets her own miss. Puts it back up. No shot. No good on the shot. She will get 2 free throws. And this would put the Pacers up by 1 and then 2, assuming she hits both of these free throws, but not before. Coach Graham Smith, in his second season with the Pacers, will call a quick timeout. So we'll be right back with 4:28 to go here at the Herm. Your Pacers and NC Wesleyan knotted up at 63 all. Jamisha Sanders with a season average right now of 12.8 points per game. But right now, she sits with 23 as she leads the Pacers in scoring. She's 11 of 62 attempts from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. She has yet to take any free throws. As we are back out onto the court, tied up at 63 all, with Sanders about to take her first attempts of the game. And the first one rattles up and in, so that'll break the tie. Pacers with a 1-point lead, 64-63. A win here would make the Pacers 5-0 in USA South Conference play, and it would hand NC Wesleyan their first loss in conference play of the season. Second shot good from Sanders. Pacers lead by 2, 65-63. On the right side, out to Leah Wright. That would have given NC Wesleyan a 1-point lead, but no good. Daniels brings it up for the Pacers. Daniels to Sanders. Sanders almost lost it, regains it 2, up and out. And rebounded by Watkins. Watkins gets it to Taylor. Taylor, the junior from Annapolis, Maryland, down to the bottom right block, and Nichols converts, and that ties it up at 65 all with 3:47 to go. It's been neck and neck pretty much the whole way. Number 1 and number 2 facing off here at the Herm in the Eastern Conference of the USA South. Pacers 1, NC Wesleyan 2. As Daniels goes up, no foul and no bucket either. And NC Wesleyan takes possession with 3:20 to go. Whistle blown. And now a substitution as Kenesha Tripp checks in for Leah Wright. Kayla Johnson checks this one in to Kiora Taylor, who goes up on Sanders. Good defense, Sanders, to force the miss and get the rebound. And she'll get it to Parton. Parton on the right side, heading towards the middle. She gets it to Sanders. Sanders around to Cross. Cross into Ray. Ray to Daniels. Daniels pump fake, forces the jump, and goes up and in. And that gives the Pacers a 2-point lead with 2:53 to go here in the fourth quarter from the Herm. Pacers looking to extend their win streak to 7. Watkins with a spin move on Ray. Ray with the block. Lauren Cross receives it, and it's going back Pacer way. Good block there by Michaela Ray, the senior forward. Block number 1 by the Pacers today. They average about 4.7 blocks per game, but that one by Michaela Ray, the only one so far. Ray over to Daniels. Daniels into Jamisha Sanders on the left lane. Here's Cross, right wing, too short. Watkins comes down with it. And NC Wesleyan will take a crack at tying this thing up at 67 with 2:10 to go in the fourth quarter here from the Herm. And that's going to be an up and down. And that'll send a nice little burst of energy into this Pacer crowd, as the Pacers will have an opportunity to go up by 2 possessions, as it's pretty much been back and forth, tied up in 1-possession games the whole half. As we come down the stretch, 1:53 to go. Daniels left side, juke to the right, goes to the left, layup good! 69-65. Pacers with the first 2-possession lead in a while, and it forces a turnover. Pacer ball. And now they're going to call a foul, actually on Khadijah Daniels. And Coach Graham Smith does not like the call, asked the official to explain it, and that'll get a nice little round of boos from the Pacer crowd. First free throw good for Taylor. 69-66. Pacers up 3 with 1:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Second shot no good. And that's going to be a foul on Kenesha Tripp, who came down with it. But some type of offensive foul or reach-in foul. Probably an over-the-back call, but regardless, it's going to be Pacer ball with 1:38 to go and a 3-point lead for your Pacers. Cross over to Parton, right side, Daniels, right corner. And now top of the key, Ray. Good ball movement by the Pacers as they come around the horn with it. Daniels, right side, Parton, and they're going to call a travel on Parton before she took the three. 1:21 remaining. Pacers with a 3-point lead, 69-66. This would improve them to 5-0 in USA Conference play and keep them at number 1 in the East Division of the USA South, as this one goes out of bounds and it's coming back to the Pacers, last touched by Nichols. A minute exactly remaining. Pacers 3-point lead. 15 on the shot clock. Daniels on the left side, guarded by Watkins. Inside to Ray, bounce pass to Parton. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Kayla Johnson. And that will award Michaela Ray some free throws, as Maisha Best will check into the game in place of Kenesha Tripp. First shot from Michaela Ray will put them up 4 points in 2 possessions with 50.3 seconds remaining. Second shot from Ray is good, and that's really the biggest lead by anybody this half. 71-66, Pacers lead it by 5 with 50.3 seconds remaining. We'll be right back to take this one down the stretch here on the Pacer Sports Network. NC Wesleyan ball, 50.3 seconds remaining. Pacers lead it by 5. Best three-pointer, no good. Both teams down with it. Michaela Ray comes up with it. It's going to be Pacer ball. And timeout taken by Coach Graham Smith of your Pacers. 43.4 seconds remaining. Michaela Ray on the rebound, her second of the game. Seventh of the game. Pacers 33 rebounds today as a team. 7 of those to the credit of Michaela Ray, the senior forward out of Asheville, North Carolina, and Carolina Day School. Pacers lead this one 71-66. A win here tonight will make them 12-2 overall, 5-0 in the USA South. They would maintain that number 1 spot atop of the East Division of the USA South. They would be 6-1 at home and a 7-game win streak to their credit before hitting the road after a 5-game home stint. Jamisha Sanders with it, 38 seconds remaining. Pacers up 5. Lauren Cross guarded by Johnson. Cross brings it out near the midcourt logo. 17 on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock. Cross still with it, whistle blown. Push and a foul on Kiora Taylor. And that'll award some free throws to Lauren Cross. The sophomore guard standing 5'7" out of Urbana, Illinois. And this would potentially put the Pacers up 6 and 7 as they get to the 6 mark on a make from Lauren Cross's free throw. And a free throw here by Cross would essentially seal the deal as she hits the second. And now we're going to take a quick timeout. 25 seconds to go. Pacers up 73-66 right here on the Pacers Sports Network. So it'll be NC Wesleyan ball with 25 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Pacers looking to go ahead and put a bow on this potential win and extend their win streak out to 7. Pardon hopping up and down, defending the pass into Johnson. Johnson to Best. Best. Sanders on the contested. No good. And last touch by Best. And that'll pretty much do it, as we've got 17.5 seconds remaining, and Kenesha Tripp will check in for Best. And Daniels will head to pass this one in. NC Wesleyan forming up a full court press, trying to get some type of turnover. Lauren Cross dribbles this around. Makes it cross midcourt. No intentional foul, not yet. And that's pretty much going to do it. 5 seconds to go. The crowd cheers. And that is going to keep your Pacers at number 1 in the East of the USA South with a final score of 73-66. And that deals NC Wesleyan their first loss in conference play. They are now 4-1. Your Pacers improved to 12-2. 5-0 in USA South play, 6-1 here at home, and that'll give them a 7-game win streak. Pacers wrap up a 5-game home stint, and they're going to hit the road and take on Averett University down in Danville, Virginia, here on January 12th. That's going to do it for us here on the Pacer Sports Network. Good night from Raleigh.